So this is week 0, day 10, I think. Day 10 is December 22nd. We are sitting here in Nong Khai. We left the house this morning. The plan was that we would come to Nong Khai and get the money out of my bank account because today is payday. They paid us earlier at work. So we left the house around 9:30 and going on 10. Got to the border in about 20 minutes. I couldn't believe how fast it was. And then the border was another 20 minutes because there's so many things you gotta do, especially on the Thai side. It's a very confusing process. I'm gonna have to ask someone, we need to write it down, which windows you go to because it makes no sense. There's no order to it, and when you go to the wrong station, the immigration guy just points to another stall, and you're supposed to go over and guess which one he's talking about because there's an order you have to follow, especially if you come across in the car. If you come across if you come across just your body and a bag, it's pretty straightforward. But if you come across with a car and multiple people, different nationalities, they sent me to one window, them to another window, and then she needed all the passports to show her car papers. It just really makes no sense. The last time I did this was about more than 10 years ago when I worked in Laos and I had a company car. With the company car, it was easy. But with the private car, it's a lot more steps. And you have to pay taxes and different things. So we got here to Nong Khai, and then we had to find the bank that I use. And we went into the bank. We're here at Lotus. And we went into the bank. And so I got paid enough. I got my severance, and I got my final salary, and I got my bonus. So this is the money we're going to use for a down payment on a car. The equivalent of $60,000. So I had to withdraw, I wanted to withdraw 2.1 million Thai baht. The bank, this branch, only could give me 1 million. They didn't have enough money to give me 2 million. So after a little bit, fairly easy, they gave me the 1 million in one big block. It's in my bag here. It's in this bag. I got 2,100,000 baht in that bag. So then they had to send us to another branch across the town to get another million. So we went over there and had a problem because I didn't forget to bring my SIM card. I just didn't put the SIM card in the right bag. I didn't bring my SIM card, and I had a feeling it would be a problem. So we were at the bank, and they had to send me an OTP card, and I thought I actually had an eSIM on my phone as well. They wanted to send me an OTP code to my phone number to verify, because some reason their information was not updated with my information from my bank account in Bangkok. It's the same branch, but apparently they're not really updated and corrected. And she was having difficulties. They didn't want to give me the money, an extra million from my bank account because I didn't have my phone number. I'm like, I had the app. We used the app before. We just took out $1 million. And so she had to call the other branch to ask how they did it without the phone number. And so I did it. Fortunately, she did it. And then they counted the $1 million and put it in my bag. And I said, I want another 150,000 from my account because I want to almost take it completely out. And she said she couldn't. They were limited. I have to go to the ATM. So then I went to the ATM, and I had to take it out in pieces. I had to take it out in small tranche. So so I got almost everything I need, but I need to keep some money in the accounts here. So then they couldn't. The exchange rate that they wanted to give me was terrible, and the exchange rate that the person selling me the car wanted to give me also was horrible. I would be paying an additional $700, probably about 22,000 baht more if I pay them in Thai baht. Makes no sense. So I said, because they were buying the car in dollar. So I said, no way, that's $700 some dollars. That's too much more I'm going to pay. So I'd rather just convert it myself. So we came over to Lotus. There's not many exchange places here, and went into the small one, and they're going to give us a pretty good rate, but we've been waiting more than an hour now. They said they don't have that much at one time. They could only give me 50,000, and then they're waiting on the other 10 to come from another branch. So it's more than 2 hours now, and could be another half hour waiting. So we can exchange this money for US dollar. So because if that's too much money for me to lose to pay on top of what we're paying for the car. So that's what we're waiting for. We had lunch in here. We had some at the food court. Really not very good, and so walking around just kind of past the time. It's going on 3:30. We were hoping that we would be back in Vientiane and put the money in the lady's bank account so we could go take the car tonight. And I think it definitely is going to be way too late, because we're still here. It's going on 4 probably before we even get out of here. And the only thing I'm concerned about, I hope it's good cash. I hope it's good, clean dollars. It's not fake or anything like that. That's my only concern about. It's a risk. It's a risk, because if it is, there's no recourse. That's it. So anyway, this is how we're spending this is week 0, day 10. 10 days left in the year till I'm really retired. Da has a really good friend that's brought us here in her truck, spent the day with us. She's the one that drove us around, looking for a car, and just being very, very good to us. We're very grateful for her. So so I was also just browsing televisions. I don't need one. I can watch whatever I want to watch on my tablet, but it would be nice to upgrade. The one we have at home now is 15 years old. I bought it when I first came to Laos, 2013, so 12 years ago. So yeah, that's where we're at. I think that's the big news for today. It's it's another step into getting the car. I was hoping we could have the car tonight, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So we should be waking up tomorrow, going to the bank, and going to get the car tomorrow. I know Da's really excited for it, but I don't want to drive it around without any insurance. I am sure that's probably going to be, and I want to get good insurance for this kind of car. We're getting a Toyota Prado VXL. It's a 2020 model. It's an $85,000 car, and I want full coverage, at least for a couple of years, and I'm sure that's going to be at least $1,000. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully it's a little less, but I'm sure it's going to be almost $1,000. But I'm not going to take any chances with this car. We've been talking about it. I said, this is a sacrifice. We get a car this expensive. We can't do the remodeling on the house that we wanted to do. And we'll only be able to do some basics, because I'm not so sure what the economy is going to look like next year and what's the stock market going to look like. So yeah, that's where we are with this. So maybe I'll take a video of us leaving finally. But yeah, 2 million in this bag right there. I've carried more than that for work. When I lived in Africa, I've carried hundreds of thousands of dollars in a backpack like this in Africa. So, but it's a different context. I just hope we cross the border with no issues. We did get stopped, ironically, when just as we pulled into Nong Khai. She gets pulled over, and they always check the Lao plates. They always pull over all the Lao cars, and I'm in the back seat. I didn't have my seat belt on, and they pulled us over and fined her for that 500 baht. We got 500 baht because and you don't go very fast here. 500 baht for a seatbelt on or off, not on. Didn't even occur to me in the back seat because they're pretty pointless anyway. But yeah, just looking for reasons to scam people out of their money. That's the other thing I was joking about when I went into the bank, the first branch here. I know that they told me how much I had in the account, and when I wrote down the number I want to withdraw, her eyes got really big and really shocked. And I think she's looking at the other two. I joked with them. They probably think that these girls are scamming me or something. Two beautiful looking girls, and with this old man scamming me out of my money. They probably see similar, I think Thailand's notorious for that. Girls wiping out guys' bank accounts. And if we weren't married, it would be different. But here in Thailand, it's probably it's a common thing you need to be careful about. But she's my wife; she's not going anywhere. I know where she lives. But it just was funny to see the banker's expressions, to see that I wanted to withdraw everything, almost everything. So Anyway, I'll end that there. We're still sitting here in Nong Khai Lotus, and get ready. Hopefully, we'll be leaving in the next half hour, and I hope everything goes well with the money, the US dollar conversion, because it's a huge difference. It's saving almost $700 between what the agent wanted to charge me and the bank was charged versus what I'm getting in this little exchange shop here in the Lotus. I'm pretty sure they've got to be legit or they wouldn't be in here. And I see online they do have good ratings. So here we are at the crazy Thai immigration. I have to be careful with taking video because I don't think it's allowed. But we just went through the one stop, and of course everything's complicated. There you have a Christmas tree over there. That's their. It's nice to see this. I like to see the Christmas celebration around the different places here, even though it's not really a religious. I think for a majority of the people, it's not really a religious event. It's just a celebration event. But it's still nice to see that. But yeah, so we just found out that checking Da's passport, they didn't stamp her passport when we came in. So the delay is she's got to come back here to get the entry to come in to Thailand before they give her the exit stamp on the way out. Really crazy. This is the most inefficient, incomprehensible system I've ever seen as far as like crossing a border with a car. Really, really crazy. So now we got to go back all the way to the other side of the this entry point in Nong Khai to get her passport properly stamped to exit. So we're leaving Thailand now. I got Da's visa thing sorted out. Got her an entry visa. Now we're going back across the border Let's hope we get through here without any issues. I better turn the video off again. I have to check all our papers. We jump hoops to get in there. We have to check all of our papers again just as before we exit here. So we are clearing. We have just cleared Thailand and we're crossing the border here. I think there's one last stop here. You have to pay a little toll to cross the bridge. So like almost $1 to cross the border. And here we go across the border. I'm gonna get a little shot here of the bridge as we cross it. It's a little ways up here. So we're leaving Nong Khai, finally going back. So this ended up being a very long day. We didn't go very far, but it took a long time just to do what we did. And there's the $60,000 in crisp dollar bills. $60,000 in there. So the equivalent of this was 1,900,000 and 1,878,000, which was 2 full bags of this cash. But the same amount basically fits in this one small bag, the equivalent in US dollar. Really hassle, but at least it saved me a lot of money. Just to wait a couple more hours. It's good we had time. But here's the Mekong River. We're crossing the Friendship Bridge going into Laos. I don't think it would be as long to clear everything there. I will. I have my visa on my phone that I prepaid $50 for 2 weeks ago. And I'll have to do this again next time we come back to exchange more money to pay the balance of the car. What was that? So the funny thing, the other thing over here is, as we're coming in, there's a casino. So on all the borders around this part of Asia, the casinos are everywhere, and it's probably a lot of trafficking and mafia and trafficking money, trafficking drugs, and it's just notorious. And we're not even in the Golden Triangle. The Golden Triangle is up where Myanmar, Laos, and what do you call that? China, where they converge. The border there, just notorious up there. It's supposed to be one of the most dangerous places to go. Not sure why. Well, here we're coming into immigration. So we are through the Lao border, and that was a lot easier than the Thai side. I had to go to the Farang side for my visa, a prepaid visa, and then I had to wait a little bit for them to check everything. I'm not sure why. It was like 2 or 3 people there, but it took like 5 minutes, and then we just got the car passed, and we're through, and now we're heading home. It ended up being a long day. I was imagining we would be back by noon, and it's possible we could have been had we known to where to go exactly for the bank. I probably could have researched a little better. And the other problem we had was my phone number. I forgot to take my SIM card. I thought the SIM card was in my bag, but it wasn't. So I think that's what delayed things a lot longer than it could have been. Probably could have saved at least an hour there. And now we have to contact somewhere where we can exchange money. So we just let her know in advance how much we're coming for, and she'll have it ready. Because we waited almost 3 hours to get the US dollar from the exchange rate place. But now we'll be heading home in traffic, heavier traffic. it's too late to do anything with the motorbike with the car or to go to the bank. So we'll have to wake up tomorrow and go straight to the bank, make the deposit, and then go pick up the car. And then right away, I want to go right to get proper insurance for it. And I scheduled a Lao lesson for tomorrow at noon, so I'm sure that we'll need to cancel that or postpone that. I know the Lao teacher says she'll probably be kind enough to do it, but you can tell right away when go from Thailand into Lao, just the development, the underdevelopment next to the border, right across the border. I mean, it's not the cleanest city over there, but it's definitely the difference is pretty noticeable. Here it's dusty and much more run down and just underdeveloped. So we're on our way back home finally. It's been a long day, but we're grateful we got the money, we exchanged the money. Some complications, but nothing is easy, and I think for me that's always been a sign of God, from God, when things don't go very easy. I think that's the God strengthening us. You know, when people have things go easy all the time and they expect things to go easy, and they think that's a blessing, in a way I've learned that it's not. It's not a blessing to have everything go easy. You get stronger, you become more resilient when things are difficult and complicated and just not difficult or just not easy. So that's what I've always learned. That's how I can do a lot and not get overwhelmed. It's annoying, because some of the stuff seems stupid and silly and inefficient, but it's those kind of things that make us stronger and be able to take life. So when I see all these people that are so entitled, these kids that are so entitled, and get so unnerved by the slightest little thing, boy, they're gonna have a hard life, really hard life. So count the challenges and the difficulties as a blessing, because they make you stronger inside, they make your spirit stronger inside, and they just make you be able to take things in stride and resolve problems, because that's what I've done my whole career. I solve problems. Yeah, I started getting grumpy there. I'm glad I'm with these two ladies. They're extremely optimistic and positive, and it's nice being around that, because I can get grumpy sometimes, especially when I'm getting tired. And I do, honestly, I can get tired about the stupid systems and inefficiencies, but I know that they're good for me and they're needed for us to grow spiritually stronger. All right, everybody, take care. God bless, and take it slow. So there it is. We're home. We got home about 6 o'clock. Took about 30 minutes. About 30 minutes. And there it is. There's the $60,000. That is the down payment on our car. We got home too late, so we'll be going to the bank to deposit into the woman's bank account, and I'm going to pick up the car. It's hard for me, I don't mind buying a nice car and nice something. It's more car than I really wanted. I asked my wife several times, "Are you sure this is the car you want?" And she said, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a luxury car, but is it something? Do we need that much car?" And she has a point, the point I want to make about the 60,000 is this is enough money. The hard part about me is this money alone is enough for us to live on for a year and a half. That's a year and a half worth of cost of living here in Laos. Easy. And it's only a partial down payment to a car. And I still owe another $25,000 on the car next month when I get paid my 401k, quote unquote. So this is my severance. This is my severance pay, and plus my December salary, plus my bonus, my 13th month bonus, something that it's nice to get every year, at the end of every year. So that's what we are. So my wife had a good point. She's like, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't gamble, we don't party, we don't do anything, really. We go to the gym, and the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to drive around Laos and probably go into Thailand and who knows what. And this is just a way to be comfortable. This is our early retirement while we're still young and healthy and want to drive around. And we're safe in it. It's a safe car. It's a comfortable car. I think I'm going to enjoy driving in it like I enjoy sitting in my leather lounge chair, because we don't travel. We don't do much of anything. And so this is a bit of a sacrifice we're going to have to make. I said, we don't know what next year is going to be with the economy, my stock market. This is basically what I get next month is going to be the rest of the balance of the car, and it should be enough. It should be a year plus expenses, more than a year expenses, maybe 15 months worth of expenses, I hope, at least. We're just gonna have to make a stretch, and because I'm entering into this pretty new, managing this money, I did decide I'm going to hire a financial advisor. They're going to do a comprehensive plan for me. That's going to cost $3,000. But these guys are really good, and I think I need some confidence on how to manage my first year or two. Maybe I'll do a comprehensive plan this year, and then next year do a refresher. And it shouldn't be as much, but I think it's really important to make sure I know what I'm doing, even though my portfolio isn't my portfolio isn't complicated. I have basically one portfolio and one brokerage. So yeah, that's I'm still trying to get past spending that kind of money on a car. It's crazy. I mean, it's going to almost cost as much, just 10 grand shy of what we paid for our freaking house. Just 10 grand shy of what we paid for the house. I mean, oh my gosh. So yeah, I just got to get mentally past it and say it's pretty much done. I mean, there's really no backing out on it now. We'd lose $2,000 at this point, $2,500 in what we paid the deposit, the little bit of money we had a couple weeks ago, and then the interest, the bank loan, we'd have to pay that back regardless of whether we pay it back in 1 month or not. It's fixed. So it's a bit of a mafia type thing, but with the bank, but it's legitimate. It's how they operate here. Interest rates are outrageous, 1.2% per month. So 25% for a loan annually. So yeah, we're home. I'm excited to get the car. We'll see. I think in a year or two, we'll see if we'll get our money's worth. One of the apprehensions I have about a car like this, it's a diesel, is the push for cleaner cars, environmentally friendly cars, so EVs, which I'm not so convinced that they're that much better than diesel. Diesel and oil and gasoline are the enemy of climate change now, but I think it's a bunch of bullshit. The amount of resources you need to build one of those vehicles, electric batteries, is insane. The amount, what is it? I forget what the chemical or the mineral, the special mineral that you need to build that. I just think the only thing it does is there's a lot of noise. I love the noise pollution that it beats. And the smell of the diesel. I hate the smell of diesel. but I'm not so sure that the impact offsets any negative impact of oil and gas. Maybe I might be wrong. I'm an environmentalist. I do care about the environment, but I'm not gonna, do something. Anyway, that's one of my concerns about buying a diesel and an old-fashioned, engine vehicle. Will we be forced to become more environmentally responsible, like they did with COVID, and just they're trying to make these mandates where you have to buy certain things. There was this big push to have electric vehicles by 2030, and that's been pushed out to 2050, I think. It would be you're having to rework entire structures to become fully electric. So, and I think Lao is generally behind the times, big time, in almost anything, any industrial revolution. You do see electric vehicles in the city, but they're not that many, and we don't know what the life cycle is of those vehicles. They're nice and they're cheaper, like BYD and some of the other vehicles we've seen, but short term on gas, yeah, they seem to do better, but long term, we don't know. And the weather here, the weather kills vehicles, really kills vehicles. Anyway, I gotta get past it. This is day 0, or this is week 0. In my countdown, this is day 10. Really grateful. We got past today. It ended up being much more difficult, more complicated, but again, I think it's what makes us more resilient. Take care, everybody. God bless, and take it slow.